Hello, here we are in Dubai at COP28. We're here with Micaela Martinez of We Act, an environmental justice organization based out of New York. Micaela, it's great to be with you. Tell us about your experience here at COP.
Yeah, thank you so much. So this is my first time at COP, and I'm here with my organization, We Act for Environmental Justice, and we do a lot of advocacy around air pollution, toxic chemicals, and really looking at the disproportionate impact of exposures on people of color and low-income communities. And so here at COP, we're really trying to understand how the work that we're doing domestically in the U.S. fits into this international framework, and really trying to network with other groups such as yours to see how we can join forces to get justice incorporated into the international work.
Have you found a lot of other groups here working on EJ, and what has been your experience to meet these groups that are from around the world?
Yeah, I have met with several groups here that are working on environmental justice, and I find it really exciting because so many of our communities are experiencing similar injustices. It's just the shape and of that injustice and the environmental situations are different. So learning about what's happening in the Amazon, learning about what's happening in communities in the Middle East has just been really enlightening to be able to see how we could all come together with this shared justice framework.
And do you find that the agenda here at the Climate COP is listening to the EJ community? Are the issues that are important to you being addressed? Do you feel that this space is particularly opening and welcoming of the agenda that you're working on?
Yeah. So I think that justice in terms of a concept has gained some traction, but in terms of that actual implementation of justice and how that works in the framing is still not clear to me. I still also have a lot of learning to do in that area, but I feel like there is still a need and opportunity to really have justice implemented within the COP.
And how do you find that the climate agenda or the impacts of climate change are affecting human health? I understand that's a big focus of that you have at your own organization and your background. Tell us about that link between the climate and climate change and human health.
Yeah, so there are many ways that climate change impacts human health, whether that be through the effects of air pollution, food insecurity, also forced displacement of people. I think that one of the things that I find exciting but then also challenging is to figure out how we can come up with climate mitigation and adaptation solutions that are not just co-benefits but actually can benefit us triply or multiply. So how do you make a city more climate adaptive while also improving people's health, providing food security, providing spaces for self-actualization and flourishing? And I think that's the opportunity and challenge we have now.
Yeah. And so a lot of attention nowadays on attacking the climate emergency. I think we've seen from the United States enormous support through the IRA, for example, to get that climate funding out. What about for EJ communities where you really are at the front of the climate emergency, where the impacts may be the most severe? Is it a challenge to convert that financing into local action that addresses environmental justice in a way that is helping communities?
Yeah, so with the Biden administration's Justice 40 initiatives and also the funding from the Inflation Reduction Act, there is now money that's becoming available for environmental justice communities. We are at the early stages of making sure that that money is placed where it's needed and that there's actually accountability for having those community impacts. A lot of this requires kind of on-the-ground grassroots work to find out what communities need, make sure that they have the technical capabilities to apply for the funding, and then helping them administer these grants and get these projects off the ground. It's a lot of money coming down in a very short time span, so it's a challenge, but it's something that us and other environmental justice groups are really taking on. We also lead the Environmental Justice Forum, which is a network of 52 environmental justice groups around the country, and so we convene every year, and we've been trying to figure out how to best place our communities to take advantage of these opportunities.
Great, and we're really in the last days of COP here, right? We're almost at the end. Are you walking away with a sense that you've gotten something done here? Are you feeling that the next steps are clear? What is your feeling as you leave Dubai in this run up to the end?
Yeah, I feel really good in terms of the plan for next year. I think that for those of us that are advocating within the United States, we have the opportunity to really push our federal government for their national commitments. And so I would like to see the U.S. Be a leader in this area, especially in terms of making commitments when it comes to climate change co-benefits and specifically working in human health language into those national commitments. And so in the interim, before the next COP, those are definitely conversations that I want to have with folks at the State Department.
Great. Well, Micaela, it's been a pleasure to speak with you. Good luck these last few days. We look forward to further engagement. Working from the North American platform, we hope to be able to integrate partnerships with groups like yours and continue on the fight to bring environmental justice to our communities.
Yes, wonderful.